What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is the Blacklist Season 4, Episode 4, Gaia. And this was a fairly interesting episode. Maybe a little bit coincidental that just at the same time that Reddington needs to get to Gaia's son. I forget the name of the actual guy that is Gaia. But he has to get to his son Skylar right at the same time that he is about to set his terrorist plan in action. Maybe a little bit coincidental, but it was an exciting episode. It was interesting to watch, and there are a few really good moments in it that I'm going to touch on. But overall, as far as the story for this one, I mean, the two main stories you have are you've got the team trying to stop Gaia, and then you've got Alexander Kirk has set up a video feed to Agnes that Liz can now look through. Tom traces that, tries to get to Agnes, which of course it's not the right place. You know, it's very clearly going to end up being the wrong building. I don't know why Tom didn't think about that, but for whatever reason, he's an idiot and he decides, I'm going to try trace this, I'm going to go find her. So Kirk gets pissed and closes the link, and now Liz is pissed at Tom because he pretty much cut off her only link to Agnes. As far as the Gaia thing, he is a eco-terrorist who does all of his terrorism behind closed doors, you know, underneath the radar, so people think it's just accidents happening, when in truth, he is setting up these accidents so people will start, getting behind his cause. And, you know, that's kind of an interesting concept. We've seen terrorists before, we've seen them work and how they do their business, and like Reddington said, a lot of the times, whenever it's an eco-terrorist, they're trying to cause this happening, whatever it is. They're trying to cause this to raise awareness of whatever they're trying to stop, you know, whatever pollution. But most of the time people just get frustrated with the terrorists because you're a terrorist, you're trying to cause terror. People don't really focus on the issue, they only focus on the terrorists. So this guy's got a clever plan that he just makes it look like these companies are failing, you know, whoever's polluting the environment. He makes it look like that pollution is causing sicknesses, killing people, so that people will actually be focused on whatever he wants them to be focused on. So, a nice little idea with this character. And ultimately, you know, his plan is pretty clever. The way he sets it all up, the way he just makes all these deaths look accidental, heart attacks, you know, stuff like that. And then ultimately, it gets this climactic moment where he's going to destroy this pipeline, which the tide is low, so they wouldn't be able to shut off the reactor core because there's not enough water to do it, so it's just going to cause this huge explosion. And he's on his way there in a helicopter, and so it's pretty much you have to shut down the helicopter. And so we just have this moment where Aram has hacked into the helicopter, has the chance to shut it down. It's just like, I can't do it. I've already taken a life once. I can't do it again. Cooper just clicks on it. Done. Guy's dead. Helicopter blows up. So yeah, I mean, that's how that ends. And then we ultimately find out that the reason Reddington wanted to go after him in the first place is because his son Skylar has some sort of growth defect on his face and goes to the same doctor as Alexander Kirk has come into his home. So now they have a route to get into Kirk's home because he's doing these blood transfusion things. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of this entire episode, summed up quickly. As far as the good stuff in it, first of all, we have some more stuff with Samar. She's submitted her thing, to her transfer request, whatever it's called. So she's officially on her way out. And we just have some reactions to it. First of all, we've got Aram's reaction, which is pretty much the polite reaction. He's just like, oh, congratulations. And then we have the rest of the reaction, which is he really wants her to stay, so he's like, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. And it's kind of interesting to see that. You know, you've got Aram, who's just this really nice guy who doesn't want to say, you can see he's hurt by her decision, but he doesn't want to say anything harsh about it. And then you got Wrestler, who just, she's his partner. You know, first of all, they share some intimacy together. They've shared a lot of cases together. You can see he doesn't want her to leave, and so he's kind of desperate to make her stay, but she isn't hearing any of it. But then we come to the final scene where Aram I forget what he was bringing to her, but he brought her something, some sort of files or folder or something like that. And she's pretty much just like, you made the wrong call today about not shutting off the guy's helicopter. You know, the fact that Cooper had to do it. She's like, you know, Cooper was just being nice to you whenever he said, whenever he said what he said. I'm just like, seriously, you're gonna kick a guy when he's down? Are you? And Aram just comes back with the perfect little just jab to the jab to the gut. Like he's about to leave, and she's just like, "Could you shut the door on your way out?" Because they had a little. He said, "Oh, so this is about me having a girlfriend." She's like, "Oh no, that has nothing to do with it." Blah blah blah. Clearly that was what made her decision final. But she like just shut the door on your way out. He turns around, just says, "When I congratulated you earlier today, I was just being polite. What I wanted to say was, I'm glad that you're about to leave. In fact, you couldn't leave soon enough." I'm just like, hell yeah, go Rom, standing up for yourself. Because, I mean, honestly, she's acting like a little brat. The way she's handled this entire situation with Liz, with Aram, with Wrestler, she's acting like a little bratty kid. And Rom finally told her how it was. I'm just like, thank you, Aram. Thank you for standing up for yourself. I appreciate that. It was brilliant. It was just probably my favorite scene so far with Aram. And that's saying a lot because Aram has had a lot of good scenes, but this one just it takes the cake because it's finally a moment where you see Aram finally say, you know what, enough is enough. I'm tired of being the nice guy. I'm tired of just taking whatever crap people throw at me. I'm gonna give it back now. So I love that little scene at the end. The other thing that happened that I really liked is you finally get a moment with Liz and Reddington. It feels like the first true moment that they've had in a long time. It's been so long since we've had a moment where they're together and it feels like they actually are able to talk to each other normally. Ever since she faked her death and ever since she deceived him and all the stuff happened with Agnes, you can see that she doesn't really want to talk to him because she wants him out of her life. And he doesn't really want to talk to her because of what she did, and she doesn't want him in her life. But now they've kind of come to a moment where they realize that they do need each other at this point. Like, Reddington realizes that she is going to do anything to get Agnes back. And Liz realizes he is going to do anything to get Agnes back. So you can see they have a common goal in mind, which means they've got each other to work with. And even though they may not agree with what the other are doing at the moment, they both see we need to work together if we're going to get her back. And so they just have this moment in the car where, she tells him about the link that Kirk had set up and tells him what happened with Tom and that they don't know where it is, and he finally tells her his plan of how they're going to get to Kirk. It felt like a good moment between them, and it's been too long because I think, they've been fighting for so long. I'm so happy to finally see them talking again. It feels like stuff is going back to semi-normal. So, other than that, some other scenes that I'm kind of indifferent about. You've got Mr. Kaplan still involved. She's in this cabin now, chained to a bed. You've got a creepy guy with a dog. Don't know where any of that's going. So I'm just not going to make a comment because I guess it's going to connect to the main story somehow. I couldn't imagine why you would show us all of this if it's not going to connect to anything at all. You've also got... what was the other thing? You've got a little bit of... kind of a little bit more dialogue between Kirk and Liz. When he sets up the monitor so she can see Agnes. It's very interesting because she finally calls him out on, I know why you need me and Agnes. You need us to save your life because it's a genetic sickness that you're dealing with. And he's just like, well, yes, I need that for my sake, but it's not what I want. And it's just kind of like, Like, he's still denying it, even though she's clearly figured it out. It makes me wonder why he's still denying it. Like, does he still think that he can still win her back? Or once again, I have to ask, is he actually telling the truth? Is he really want her just because he wants to be near her again, because he wants to see his daughter again? And the whole time, you've got this woman talking to him, telling him that he needs to use Agnes even though it might cost her life to save his life. And so it's kind of like, is he going to do it? Because if he truly is the evil man Red says he is, I feel like he would just instantly use Agnes's DNA to save his life. But the fact that he's hesitating, the fact that he's not doing that, makes me wonder, could he possibly actually care about them? Are we going to come to a moment where we realize, okay, yeah, he's an evil bastard, but he's not as bad when it comes to Liz and Agnes. I'll be interested to see how that's going to turn out, but just another storyline to look forward to. A lot of good stuff going on. I feel like we're progressing along smoothly with the story. Kind of makes me wonder how they're going to draw this out even longer, because it feels like we're slowly closing in on the moment when we finally get to Alexander Kirk. We finally get to see Red go head to head with him. But maybe they'll stop halfway through the season with his whole storyline and start up another storyline on the other half of the season. Who knows? So many interesting things to look forward to. So let me know what you guys think down in this comment section below. What did you like and dislike about this episode? What do you think is going to happen next? All that good stuff. Let me know. We can talk about it, discuss it. Leave a like and subscribe for future Blacklist reviews, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.